Hello, everyone. A warm welcome to Executive Talks, a virtual space where executives talk and executives listen. Today, we are going to talk about something very special: retirement planning. What is your choice? Do you want to have a comfortable retirement, or do you want to have a difficult retirement? Choice yours here. Choice is yours. So today we are going to talk about retirement planning. And before we move into the video, I would like to request all of you to subscribe to Executive Talks so that you can receive infotainment and edutainment content like this for you to plan your life ahead and to have a blissful life. So, ladies and gentlemen, retirement planning. Now, you must be thinking, why do I need to think about retirement, which comes in many years? Shouldn't I enjoy my life? Yes, I do agree. But today, I'm going to talk about some good reasons that you need to plan your retirement today. If you do not plan, there will be issues. So, talking about why retirement planning is a must, there are six good reasons. If you look at these good reasons, definitely you will plan for your retirement. So let me talk about one by one for you to get to know about them. The first thing is, generally retirement life is 60% of your earning period. So let me show you how. Now let's assume you start working by the age of 22, and let's assume that you retire at the age of 55. As you may know, you will work for about 33 years there. And if you didn't know, our life expectancy is about 75 years in Sri Lanka. So you will have to live for another 20 years. If you divide 20 by 33, it's about good 66%, which means 60% of your retirement life is equal to your working life, which means you have some substantial amount of time that you need to live in your retirement. So, shouldn't you think about that? Number two, if you are planning to retire early. Now, I hear a lot of youngsters, especially millennials, say that they want to retire early. That's a good decision, and you can enjoy your life if you can retire early. But if you are retiring early, you need to have a source of income to fund your retirement life. Definitely, when you want to retire early, you're planning to enjoy your life, isn't it? So if you are planning to enjoy your life, you need to have funds, you need to have money. So finance flow is important. So if you are planning to retire early, it is a must that you need to plan for your retirement. So far, we discussed two things. Generally, retirement life is a substantial amount of time in your life. And second thing is, if you're planning to retire early, the case is worst. You will have to plan more. And the third factor is, out of two people, one person will be a dependent in retirement life. According to Department of Census and Statistics, they say 50% of Sri Lankans are dependents. Oh my God. Which means either you who is watching the video or myself who is doing the video will have to depend. Out of two, one person will be a dependent in our retirement life. This dependence thing is not easy and beautiful as we speak now. You will have to depend on someone to find food, which means for you to have your breakfast, for you to get your lunch, for you to have a good dinner, you'll have to depend on someone. Maybe your children, maybe someone else, maybe some charitable institution. And you won't be able to find medicine as you want. You will have to wait in queues in government uh, hospitals if you don't have free health in your country. And the charities, we all know that at the latter part of our life we tend to do many charitable activities, so you are left without funds, so you won't be able to do charitable things. And you might have kids by that time, and these kids might have kids at that time, right? Literally, you might have grandchildren by that time, but you won't be able to do anything for them, no, because you are depending on someone. If you are falling into that category, if you don't plan your retirement, you will be a dependent. So that is quite serious, and that is not funny. So you need to plan your retirement. So, ladies and gentlemen, we spoke about three things. Generally, retirement life is a substantial amount of time of your life. And the second thing is, if you are planning to retire early, even retiring at the 55 is also a challenge. If you are planning to retire early, the challenge is more. You have to plan more. And the third thing is, one out of two will be dependents during retirement. Now, Dhananjay Gamla, not executive talks, but Department of Census and Statistics say that. The fourth thing is, your current revenue stream might not continue after retirement. Now, most of us have employment income, but once we retire at the age of 55 or 60 or 65, we will not receive that income afterwards. Right? If you are engaged in a profession, if you stop practicing it, you won't be getting that income. Let's say you are running a business, and if you hand it over to your sons, your kids, so you won't be able to access to that income. Most of us are doing employment, so once we reach the age of retirement, we won't be able to get the income, so we will become um, dependence. So far, we spoke about four things why we need retirement, right? That is substantial amount of life is retirement, right? If you're planning to leave, retire early, and because one out of two will be dependence, and the fourth thing is current revenue stream might stop at the age of 55, right? You might be thinking, oh, I have a revenue stream which will continue even after my retirement, right? At the latter part of the video, I will explain you why you need to think about numbers as well. Let's go to the fourth one. Now, let's say you want to work. You might have seen people who are doing jobs at their retirement life, right? They are a bit old. They can't do work that as they used to work, as they used to do. And so there are problems because the employability problems. Now, you can't work like that. You can't work like you used to work, no, at the retirement. So you are less attractive to employment opportunities. So basically, you will have to um, work for a less salary because employers won't pay full salary for you because you are not productive at that age, right? It's quite obvious that when you reach the age of 55, 60, not all the people have strength, right? So they might have to they might experience a dip in the productivity, so employers might not pay the full salary. So in that case, you are less attractive to employment. So far we discussed five good reasons as to why you need to plan for retirement. So the sixth one is very important. Certain assets become liabilities during retirement. Now, um, I am in the industry of planning uncertainties and giving protection, financial protection for people. And then I have heard some customers say that, look here, I have certain assets which gives an income to me, but when I really inquire, these assets become liabilities. Now let's take an apartment. Now you have a building to rent. So people say, no, I have a building to rent income will come. But my dear friends, this asset is a liability. Let me tell you why. Now you need to find tenants to this building, and you need to do repair work, and finding a tenant is not that easy, right? So if you want to send them out, that process is also not easy. Renovations, quite difficult, right? So you don't have the energy as you want, right? What if you have some income source flowing into your bank account without doing any work? So we call it as a passive income, right? We have done a video about passive income. You can refer the link of the passive income in the description below, right? So if you have a passive income, that's not a big worry. But let's say even some sort of passive incomes might be a hassle during retirement. So certain assets become liabilities. Let's say you have a cultivation land. So for you to sell the crop, right, for you to harvest it, you will have to put some effort. So during retirement, that is not the ideal age for you to work, right? You can't work like that. You can't work like you used to work. And let's say you gives the land on rent or on a lease basis. Finding a person to do that is also a challenge at that time. So my argument is, so you need to have some sort of income flowing into your bank account without an effort, so that if that is the case, you have planned your retirement well. So these are the good reasons that I told you. uh, if you are thinking why I need to think about retirement, I'm young, I'm enjoying my life, right? I didn't even get married. So let's say maybe you are saying I'm just married, I have kids, so I have to think about my kids. Yeah, all of that are there, right? But you need to think about your retirement as well. So for the interest of time, so let me move on to retirement planning. So the golden question, no? I was just explaining you the thing. And when I was talking to customers, when I speak to customer, they say, no, retirement that comes in 55. So let me enjoy my life. So let's look at, is it really required to plan now, right? Now, let's take an example now. Let's assume now you are 25 years old, right? So let's say you want to retire at the age of 55. I took the age 55 because it is the common age of retirement. So this might be different from person to person. And if you start by 25, let's say you save 100,000 per annum, right? And if till 55 you have 30 years, so you'll be building a fund of 3 million, right? 30 lakhs. Let's forget about interest for the time being, right? For me to explain the thing. And let's say, no, you are not starting by 25. Let's say you started by 30. For you to build the same fund, 3 million, uh, you need to save $120 per year, right? So you must be thinking, okay, by 30 there will be increments, right? I will find a good job, my education will be over. Yeah, all that are there, but you will have more responsibilities by 30, maybe. So this might be different from person to person, but let's say by 25 you are not married. So generally in Sri Lanka, the average um, uh, age that a person is getting married is more than 25. So you're not married by that time, but by the age of 30 you might be married and you might have kids. So you have a partner to take care, you have kids, right? So medical expenses, there are food, right? So you have to, so if you are living in a rented apartment in a small room, maybe you'll have to find a good house for you to live with your kids. So you will have more responsibilities by the age of 30. So whereas you have you have to save more in the, on the other hand, your expenses are also little higher. So this side explain you better now. Annual contribution, so if you postpone your retirement decision, right, annual contribution that you need to make to build the same retirement fund will be little higher. And the second thing is, you, as I told you, you will have more responsibilities, right? You might be married by then, you might have kids, like that. And the golden question is, if something happens to you, if sickness comes, right, what will happen to you? So there are questions like that. So ladies and gentlemen, so I'm going to tell you four golden rules that you can use to plan for your retirement, right? This is the most interesting discussion today. So so I'll explain each one. Right, pick your lifestyle, right? You have to decide the lifestyle that you are planning to have in your retirement. Now, uh, then again, we did another video about financial freedom and financial building a financial freedom and passive income. So you can refer the video. So there we spoke about the levels of financial freedom. They are, the ultimate level is having a dream retirement, right? So you travel as you want, right? You go to countries and enjoy your life. You do charities and all that. So if not, you can have a basic retirement. So you maybe find food and shelter, right? Visit friends when you want, right? Visit your grandkids and all that, grandchildren and all that. So you can pick your retirement lifestyle. Either you want to have a bungalow in a rural area and enjoy the life, or you want to have a couple of bungalows in maybe in various parts of the country, or you need to pick your retirement lifestyle, right? You need to decide how am I going to live, right? And then calculate the fund requirement. So for this requirement, and assess the preparation. So we will work on that in an Excel. So I will share the Excel for you to get an idea about the retirement planning, the amount of funds that you need to have to plan your retirement. So let me share an Excel for that purpose. All right. So let's say, let me mark few areas. This is your current level of expenses. Let's say for a month you spend about 100,000. So this is not can be different, but for the convenience, I'll take it as 100. So let's say your current age. Current age, let's say 30 years for our convenience, and your retirement age. Let's say you want to retire at the age of, let's say 55. Let me remove the zeros. Yes. And so the golden question is, how much should I have by 55? So that is the golden question that we are going to discuss today, right? So I will do a small calculation. So we will consider interest rate to be, let's say, 7%, right? And for the retirement, you have another 25 years, right? And today, you're spending 100,000. This is quite serious, isn't it? Right? For you to have the same lifestyle, right? If you want to have the same lifestyle there by 55, right? So the same lifestyle that you're having now, you will need about 500,000, right? So this is quite serious. Right? I hope I did not make any mistake in calculating it. So have you ever thought about your retirement funds, the required funds that you need to have? Let's say now let's assess the preparation. Now let's say you get a pension income. If you are getting a pension income, you can state it here, right? Let's say 100,000. So the gap, let's assess your gap. Now you need to have another 448,000, right, for you to have a good retirement, right? Have the same retirement as you do now, right? Let's say now I have heard some people say now, forget it. I have a EPF, ETF. Let's say you have a EPF, like then again forgetting the interest rate. Let's take now in Sri Lanka we pay about 23%, right? 20% for EPF and 3% for ETF, so altogether 23%. So let's say you have another 25 years to work. Sorry, that is for a year. Okay, that is into 12 to 25. Right. So you might be receiving about 6.9 million. Let's say you get let's say 10 million, right? with the interest. Let's assume. Uh-huh. So if you get 10 million, you can live only 18 months from this pension, which means by the age of 57, you are left with no funds. So, so this is the danger of retirement, not planning your retirement. If you don't plan your retirement, that is a risk. So I wanted to show you the financial aspect of it so that you can understand it better. So why not you plan your retirement today, right? Take corrective actions. Now I'll tell you the corrective actions that you can take for you to plan your retirement. Right now, the pension income. So uh, there are insurance companies and banking institutions offer pension income, and government sector people will anyway get pension income and EPF ETF gratuity, so you can collect it and you can calculate it and see whether you are getting an adequate amount of funds by the age of 55. And assets from income, so you it's better to have multiple ways of generating and flowing funds to a bank account at the retirement, because it will guarantee your convenience, right? And the life insurance now, life insurance, I have come across many life insurance products that are available for retirement planning. So these products will guarantee that you will get your pension income. Now the golden question that I asked during the six factors was, if something happens to you, if sickness comes, and if you are disabled, right, will you be able to build your retirement fund? No, you won't be able to find your day-to-day income even. So if that is the case, so it's high time for you to think about retirement. If you need to know uh, anything else about the retirement planning, and if you want to have consultation about retirement planning, please do reach us, so we will be able to help you. So thank you very much for watching the video. So as I requested earlier, uh, please connect with Scott Executive Talks to hear more talks like this, and to have to add value to your life. So don't forget to subscribe to Executive Talks, and looking forward to meet you with another video. Thank you very much.